Hey everyone, welcome to Mario's Kitchen and happy holidays. In this video we're gonna make a quick and easy Italian dessert, Cantucci and Zabaione. It's Christmas time, everybody wants to spend time with their family and this is a quick and easy recipe to make at home for everyone. Let's get to the kitchen. Alright, let's get started. For the Cantucci you're gonna need 300 grams of flour, 200 grams of sugar, 3 eggs, some grated orange peel, I used 1 orange but you can use also more, 7 grams of baking powder and a pinch of salt. Now we're gonna take our bowl and we're gonna put all of the dry ingredients in it one by one. Flour, sugar, the salt and the baking powder. And we're gonna mix all of that until it looks nice and homogeneous. Once that's done, we can start adding the wet ingredients. First off, we can start with the eggs. And make sure you have your editor having a nice slow-mo pic of you cracking an egg. It always looks professional. Then we're gonna start adding the orange peel. And once that is done, we're gonna mix it until it's gonna resemble a shallow dough.
Mario, I think some of your Italian is washing away with this flour. Are you turning white? You spilled some.
Yeah, it's fine. Once your dough is coming together, keep on kneading until it becomes nice and even. Now, you're gonna notice that the flour, it's gonna stay there. It's not gonna get absorbed at the start. But don't worry about it, just keep on kneading and it's gonna get all absorbed in time. Don't knead too hard, otherwise you're gonna have to reposition your table, but hey. Once your dough is nice and even, you can keep it aside and make sure to not skip leg day. There you go. So once that is done, we can start with our almonds. We're gonna need 100 grams exactly, minus 1. And we're gonna chop them up real nice. Not too big, not too small, just big enough. And make sure to use a sharp knife, I use this one, otherwise there's gonna be flying almonds everywhere. As you see, I'm chopping them in 2 times, that makes it easier to do big batches like this one. So first one half and then the second one. Once that is done, you can go ahead and keep them aside. And don't worry if you're spilling some almonds, it's not a problem. Just make sure to keep everything as clean as possible while you're working. Yep, keep cleaning that up. Yep, there you go. Now, once you have your almonds, you can go ahead and put them in the dough that you had done before and start mixing it. Once you're starting to mix it, you're gonna realize that it's gonna get stickier and stickier the more you do that. So, in case you know what? So, you can either do that or you can take some flour and add it. Don't have any problems adding flour or not adding flour. You're gonna see that it sticks on the bottom, so a little bit of flour always helps. Don't use too much flour, otherwise you're gonna get too dry of a dough once it's done cooking. Once your dough comes together real nice, it's time to take the bowl away and put it on our chopping board. Let's add some flour so it doesn't stick to it. And then we can start kneading it and separating it and molding it in 2 pieces. After this, you can go ahead and shape it up. And don't worry, if you see that your shape is not that good, like in this case I didn't really like the shape that it had, I just went ahead, broke it again and kneaded it again. It's not a problem, actually it will help. It's gonna make the dough have a better consistency, and it's gonna be also it's gonna have more lucidity on top. Send a picture just for good measures, to please Nonna. And then do the rest with the other part of the dough. Later we're gonna put it in a baking tray. Add a little part of the dough on the bottom so the wax paper sticks good to it and it doesn't fly everywhere inside of the oven if you have a strong enough vent.
What are you hoping not is going to happen with this?
They burn in the oven, obviously. Once you're done, put them in the oven, preheated at 200 degrees Celsius for around 15 minutes. There's not an exact time, but you have to go by eyes. It's just gonna be a waiting game. We take out the grill, because otherwise, fuck me. You put them in the oven for 15 minutes or until it starts cracking the dough. Once it's cracking, you can go ahead and take it out of the oven and make sure it's not too hot, so let it rest a bit. Yeah, that should be fine. Once it's cold enough, you take it out of the baking tray and you put it on the chopping board. Make sure to cut it in half and show that nice cross section. There you go. And once that is done, you can go ahead and cut them into finger-sized bites. And then we're gonna put it back in the tray at 200 degrees Celsius just to have them get a little more crunchy. But this is on preference. You can get it crunchier or chewier, depends on you. Anyways, take them out of the oven and you're gonna have your very own Cantucci. Alright, let's get to the Zabaione. For it, you're gonna need 50 grams of maizene, 300 grams of sugar, 350 grams of egg, and 500 grams of Marsala. I didn't have Marsala, so I used a darker liquor wine, which works perfectly fine as it is. Just don't spill it. Very careful. Easy now. Don't. Alright. And... Alright. Let's clean that up and let's get on with it. Put it on the heat until it starts to simmer. And don't forget your lid. Now, you can go ahead and take your bowl, do a little flip with a whisk, and put your sugar in it. The maizene. Yeah, there you go. And then the eggs. Mix it up real nice. It's gonna take a while, but it's worth it. It has to be as smooth as possible to avoid any lumps in the cooking part of it. And there it is. Once you see that your dough reaches this type of consistency, which makes a string in the bowl, you're ready to pass on the heat. Now, take the Marsala you were having on the fire and slowly pour it into egg mixture. That's gonna help temper it out and avoid, again, any other lumps or that your egg gets cooked. Put it back inside of the pot and keep on cooking it and stirring it at the same time until it gets thick enough. Keep stirring to avoid any lumps.
Getting thick, yo.
That's a thick boy.
Thick?
Thick.
Say it again.
Thick. Alright, and you're done. Now just pour it in a container to cool it off. And kinda looked like poop, not gonna lie. It does, but mistakes happen and it's fine. Let me see. So, can say the cookie came out pretty good. It's nice and crunchy, a lot of almonds inside. If I can say something, the Zabaione turned out a little bit darker because I didn't have the Marsala overhand, as I said. So I used a different kind of liquor wine, which was more red, that gave the color that looks like brown. But in all, I guess it's pretty good. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.